Oh, oh, I got to pack up these valuable jars within the next month with bubble wrap tightly knit into boxes to store and haul away and put into storage somewhere. What are they, you may be asking? Well, maybe worthless, maybe worth $1 million in interested collectors. Egyptian sand from beneath the pyramids, pieces of the Great Wall of China, a jar of dirt from the garden of Bilbo Baggins' hobbit hole in New Zealand? Maybe yes. United States, Scotland, Iceland, Cuba, all around Europe, and other places. Am I completely naked right now? Maybe. Most everybody starts off in life sometime doing collections. They collect stamps, they collect little shot glasses, they collect stickers, they collect little elephants, ceramic something or other. My collection is rocks, dirt, sand, shells from places I've visited, including very many famous places. So I just like to show 3 each time so it doesn't get boring. So I'm just going to grab 3 at random and show you what it is. All right, we haven't done this one, I don't think. Oh, this is a good one. See this the dirt in this one? Have you ever been to the Kentucky Derby? This is the dirt that the horses run on. It's from Churchill Downs, where I was born and raised, Louisville, Kentucky. So I got that in '97, so I've had it for a long time. All right, what else? I'll just grab a couple of things. I always try to get at least one really good one in, and one, well, this one's a kind of a boring one. This is just in Santa Cruz, California, some rocks from a cliff. I started doing this when I lived in California, and I would take the kids and we'd go to a beach and I'd get some shells and some sand. So that's probably what that was from. All right, we'll do a good one. This rock right here's got paint on one side of it. It might even be partially concrete, but it's part of the Berlin Wall in East-West Germany, depending on what side of the wall you're on. It all came down during my lifetime, but while I visited. This one I didn't actually pick up off the ground or anything because there is crumbles of the rock all around. I paid for this one because they've got little gift shops where they've got little pieces of the rock. So that's the third one for today, a piece of the Berlin Wall from Germany I got in August of 2012. So there's 3 for today. All right, let's pick 3 more out and see what I can find back here. All right, we'll grab this one in the middle. This black sand right here is from a black sand beach from Iceland. I got it in Iceland beaches are usually white or beige or thing. This black sand is from a black sand in Reynivsjara, Iceland. So can you spell that? That was very cool. All right, let's see what else we got here. I'm only going to do 3. All right, we'll do this one. Oh, this one's very cool. See this brown dirt? That comes from Stonehenge in England. I was there. I was walking around Stonehenge. I kind of sat down and scooped a couple of things and put it in my pocket, put it in a little plastic bag, took it with me, and now, Stonehenge. Right here. I have Stonehenge dirt in my house. All right, so that's another one. Do I want to do this? Oh, I love that one too. All right, one more and then we'll stop. All right, yeah, we'll do a local one. You know the largest cave system in the world? Or at least it was. I think it still is. Mammoth Cave from my state of Kentucky. It's a limestone cave, and it's got gypsum everywhere on stalagmites, stalactites. They had a snowball room with everything. Right there. I got me a couple of rocks from deep in the earth at Mammoth Cave. So that's the 3 for today. Tomorrow I'll give you 3 more. All right, I'll show you 3 more. Let's just pick some. What is this one? Okay, yeah, this one's not that big of a deal. See how red the dirt is? It's just like dirt and rocks and everything are very famous from where they come from. This red dirt from Tennessee, it's just red dirt from Winchester, Tennessee. But I saw it and I thought, well, I'll grab some dirt. All right, let's see what this one is. Oh, this is a very famous one. It's a very famous golf course on the coast of California, Pebble Beach. Pebble Beach Golf Course. This is Pebble Beach Pebbles. So that's kind of a cool one. So that's that one. All right, let's do something a little bit bigger. All right, we'll do this one. Well, you've heard of Pompeii in Italy that was destroyed by a volcano called Mount Vesuvius. All right, well, I've been there. I got some rock. I got me a big rock here. It's a volcanic rock that destroyed Pompeii from Mount Vesuvius. So I got that in August 2012. So there's 3 for today. I've got some good ones coming up. Some of them are boring because it's just when I first started, I'd get seashells. So I'll go through those fast. I just like to do at least one really good one each time. All right, let's do 3 more. All right, let's see. We'll do this one. Oh, this is a great one. Have you ever heard of the Loch Ness Monster? These are rocks that I got out of Loch Ness when I was in Scotland. I had already been around. I've been on a Loch Ness boat ride across the loch. I wrestled with the Loch Ness Monster for a minute. And then, anyway, I went back to the beach and picked up a couple of rocks. So that's what these are. Let's see what else we got. I'll just pick randomly. All right, yeah, this one is it's kind of like sand and kind of like little sand pebbles. This is just from the Painted Desert in Arizona. I just thought, you know, anything that says Painted Desert sounds cool, so I got one of those. And let's do one more. We haven't done this one. Oh, this is a great one. The greatest place I ever went for Halloween week was Sleepy Hollow to see the Headless Horseman, which I did because they ride around. Anyway, this is dirt from the Sleepy Hollow, New York graveyard. So it's a famous place, and there's many famous people that are buried there, but there's dirt from that thing. So that's the 3 on this one. And let's do 3 more. I got to go back there and look around. Three more dirt, rocks, sand, shells that I've stolen from different places around the world. Let's just pick 3 more out. All right, this one up in the upper left corner. I don't know what they are until I look. All right, this is in July of 1998. I got this one. It's just pretty sand from the Half Moon Bay in California. I love how sand is different on so many different beaches. What else do we got up here? Let's do, all right, we'll do this one right underneath it. Oh, this is from Cumberland Falls, Kentucky from August 1991. It's just natural coal. So as you're walking around, then you see coal on the ground. So there's coal, and there it is. So there's that one. None of these are very fancy. They're not like the Berlin Wall rock or the other things. All right, this is Smoky Mountains, Gatlinburg, Tennessee in the year 2000. It's just quartz that I found, or maybe they're giant diamonds. Who knows? So there's three more. Those are all kind of bland, but they're still here all the same. All right, I'll show you three more things from my collection of dirt, sand, rocks, shells, that kind of thing that I've kind of collected whenever I went on vacation, whether it was domestically or overseas, which is something that everybody collects seashells at some point, and then they sit around the house. So I went further. So let me just grab three more, and I'll show you what they are. All right, what's this one? Oh, this is really cool. This is lava rock from Iceland. So Iceland is just a big, vast volcanic island, and I just picked up a couple of rocks. I did the Iceland ring road that goes all the way around the country, the island. So picked up some of those. Let's see down here. Okay, this one. Some of them aren't as exciting as others. This is slate. You can see it's kind of gray and blue slate rocks. But this one I collected June of 2011. I dated them all too. From Bernheim Forest in Kentucky. It's in Bardstown, Kentucky. I'm from Kentucky. And this place is in Bernheim Forest called the Rock Run Trail, which I've done it since I was a child. Then as a teenager with friends. Swam naked. We went skinny dipping, and there's like a creek that runs through it, through a tunnel and a little. So then I had my own children. I took them there many times. I still go back, so it's memorable to me. So that's just some slate from my Rock Run Trail in Bernheim Forest. All right, let's get one. Okay, this is a big one. These little rocks right here could have been bone pieces. I got these in Paris, France, in the catacombs beneath Paris. They've got a long tour. You have to go down a staircase deep underground. There's millions of skeletons. If you've ever been there, you know it's a giant tourist thing. So, but there's cameras down there to make sure you don't destroy the skeletons. And I thought about trying to find a little bone somewhere, but I thought, isn't that just, that's somebody's grave. I can't do that. So these little rocks are right there from Paris, France. So that's three today. I'll do three more tomorrow. All right, all you people who are coin collectors or stamp collectors, or when you go on vacation, you bring home like little shot glasses with the name of where you go or stickers or whatever. That right there is way better. Rocks, sand, dirt, and shells of famous places where I've been around the world. Might have been illegal to put them in suitcases and do it because of, like, maybe I'm bringing diseases in or something. So I'm doing three at a time, so I'm going to just go three and see what I got here. I'm going to, here what we'll do, we'll start with this one because it's really boring. I got to get rid of one or two of these things. This was in August of 1989. It's just a couple of rocks from a cliff in Big Oak Flat, California. So that's not that big of a deal. I'm saving the big one for last. All right. This one is really big as far as international stuff go, even though it is United States. New Orleans. There's a famous cemetery there. I already did the in Paris, France, down in the crypts where I got the rocks and maybe bone fragments from those millions of skeletons. But this is the Lewis Cemetery, where there is voodoo and all kinds of stuff. There's graves. You cannot touch anything because you'll be haunted and all that. I've been safe so far, but that's Lewis Cemetery. And I'm turning them upside down now because I started losing control of which ones I've shown. I couldn't figure it out. Now, this is the most precious one right here to me, personally. This is dirt, precious dirt, from the woods behind my house where I grew up in Louisville, Kentucky. Because I thought I was Tarzan when I was a kid. I used to do that all the time. Not too bad. So that's my dirt. That's this 3. Then I'm going to do 3 more. I'm just showing you what I got here because if you don't, why do I have them? I could just throw them away or something. More from my collection of dirt and rocks and shells and things that I've collected from around the world when I go as a souvenir. Let's see what I'm going to choose here today. Let's see what this one is. Oh, this one's awesome. I don't know if you can see. Look in this sand. You might be able to see little pieces of gold glittering in the sand. Well, it's actually fool's gold. This is fool's gold from the Tuolumne River in Yosemite in California. So took a scoop out of there. You got to kind of look around. A lot of people thought this was real gold back in the gold rush. So there's that one. All right. Well, we'll do this one. This is actually, I got 2 of the same thing. You can see the difference in the dates. The first time I went was 2014, and then later on in 96. Oh, I got that backwards. But anyway, these are rocks from the Colorado River. I think that was when I was doing one of those white water raft trips and all that. All right, what else do we got? I'll do one more thing. We'll just knock this one out. I live in Key West, Florida, so we've got coral everywhere. Here's coral from Key West. This is basically the foundation of this island. It is not limestone, it is not earth, it's not dirt. We live on top of coral that turns into rocks. All right, hold on, I think I got more of this too. Yeah, look. This is coral. I just don't have it in a... It's actually kind of pretty. Hard as a rock. And all of this. I'm not really sure if I got all this in Key West. You cannot touch live coral because it's animals. It's not a plant. It's animals. And you can't touch them. But these, once they die, they are solid rocks. So that's this 3. Let's do another 3. Rocks, dirt, sand, seashells. Let's see what 3 I'm going to show you that I've collected from around the world today. Well, let's see, what should we do? Well, we'll start with these great big things right here. These are rocks from a rainforest. It's called the Hoh Rainforest. That's H-O-H, from Mount Rainier in Washington State. I bet you thought it was somewhere way south. But it is, I think, the only rainforest in the United States. It's been a while. I don't remember all of the facts. You can learn about that. See what else. Let me just throw in one that will get it out of the way. It's not as big of a thing. It's not like the stuff that I brought you from Stonehenge and Loch Ness and all that. This one is sand from the Jacksonville beach. That's all. But I have 3 kids that live there, so this is special to me. That's here in Florida. So I'll get that out of the way. Some of these are just pretty sand and stuff. All right, here's a good one. Do you know where the very best cigars in the world are grown? The very best. Because of the earth that they're grown in? Cuba. So when I was in Cuba, I got this dirt from a cigar plantation in Vinales, Cuba. That was a great vacation for 2 weeks. I was in Cuba. Havana for a week and out in Vinales, which is like out. So that's the 3 for today. You know what? I'm going to throw in something else just for the hell of it as a bonus, because I don't remember where I got it. Petrified wood. This is a rock, but it used to be wood. I got this one and I got this one. I'm just throwing these in to say that I got it. So there's just some more petrified rocks. Oops, there we go. I need to look at my screen when I do this. Petrified wood. I got it in the morning, so it's morning wood. All right, that's good enough. We'll do 3 more tomorrow. All right, 3 more little jars from my traveling souvenir collection. We'll just pick 3 out of the blue. I'm almost done doing them all. Some of them are boring just because I went to a pretty beach and got sand. That's how it started. And then I was touring around the world doing things, and I was getting things like rocks from Loch Ness, where the Loch Ness Monster lives. And I would go to Paris, France, down in the tombs where millions of bones everywhere, and get a couple of little rocks out. Similar things. Some of them are boring, some are great. This one is from Alaska, the Ketchikan Creek from Alaska. When I went there, it was one of those creeks where salmon were everywhere. They were spawning to fish, because the creek was only maybe a foot deep. Fishermen would stand out with a hook, and they would just throw it out there and get one in the dorsal fin and pull it over. They didn't have to wait for them to bite. So there's that one. Let's do this one up here. Let's see what this one is. All right, this is from my home state of Kentucky, Red River Gorge. And this was from Natural Bridge State Park. This rock was on top of the Natural Bridge. So that great big archway that you can walk around on the top of, there's a rock from that one. So that's very cool. Oh, this is another big one. Ancient Rome, Italy. So, over time, no matter what these structures are, the Colosseum, Stonehenge, anything, dirt builds up. You can't see the Easter Island men anymore until historians go back and start digging back down. So we get it back down to the roots of ancient Rome, where the buildings are there to the ground. There's a couple of rocks that probably the Caesars walked on, or gladiators, or just the regular people of Rome. That's some part of this one. So that's these 3. Now then, I'm going to do 3 more. Looking behind me, I can see that there's 3 more little bitty jars of just sand. I don't know where they're from until I pull them out and look. I just kept pulling out sand and rocks and dirt and shells from famous places around the world. Some of them are just historical to me. When I first started doing this, living in California with the kids, we'd go to a beach and I'd bring home sand. So here's 3 things of sand. All right, this is Cliff Sandstone from Pescadero, California. August 1988, so that's going pretty well far back. You can see how long I've been doing this. Let's see what else we got. I got a couple of more just sand. All right, this was from Amsterdam in the Netherlands, May of 2019, the Noordwijk Beach. I do always like how sand looks so different from beach to beach by what makes the sand. All right, here's one more. Let's do this one, because I only do 3. All right, well, this is Labadee, Haiti. So this was in May 2013. So this is down in Haiti. I think I was on a cruise or something and picked up some sand. So there's sand, sand, and sand. Knock out 3 that aren't as huge as some of the other ones that I've been putting on here. So this is one. Let's do this one. This is just some sand from the beaches at South Lake Tahoe in California. That's basically all it is. Then this one is just from the Hoover Dam there. You know where the Hoover Dam is, the giant dam. This is some from the red cliffs of the Hoover Dam. So I got a couple of these while I was by there. Let's just do one more and just wrap that up, because they can't all be fancy places. All right, this is in Edinburgh, Scotland, right by the Edinburgh Castle and all of that stuff. Right down the Miracle Mile at the end, there's a big thing. I had to walk up a big kind of like mountainous trail to Arthur's Seat. So that was 2010, so oh my Lord, that's already 16 years ago. That was my first trip across anywhere out of the United States. So there's a couple of rocks that I brought home from Scotland. So there we go. That's the 3 for this little episode. Knock off 3 quick, easy ones that aren't that big of a deal. But I started this a long time ago when I would just get sand from beaches when we lived in California. All right, this one is the Fan Shell Beach from Monterey, California. I got married in Monterey, my second wedding, right out by the beach, it was a beautiful place. And let's see this one here. All right, this is from the Cayman Islands. Just more sand from the Cayman Islands. I like seeing how the different colors of sand from every beach, they have their own unique colors. This is almost kind of a cream yellowish. All right, one more thing. This is, well, it's dirt, it's rocks. This is the red cliffs of the Hoover Dam. So here's the dam, here's the cliffs. These rocks come from probably what they chiseled away to make the dam. Damn it. The next 3. Let's see what we got here. Excuse me. All right, well there's probably a lot of cocaine in here. Only because I got sand from South Beach, Miami, on that beach in 2013. Oh my God, that's already 13 years ago. It's 2026 right now. So you're probably watching this in 2058 or whatever. All right, so there's that one. Now, which one was I going to do next? I think, well, I know this one. I'm going to do a big one. Now these rocks right here, you see, this is a pretty big one. They're all different kind of colors and they're round and soft. This is when I went on my first international vacation to Scotland, and one of my last days was up on an island called Garranan, or it was in Garranan, in the on the Isle of Lewis. This was 2010, so that's 16 years ago. Just rocks. I mean, I also have rocks from Loch Ness. Same trip. So there's that one. Now, which other one? I was going to pick another one. I don't remember which one. So I'll just grab one. Oh, this is actually a good one that I almost forgot about. Have you ever heard of George Washington, the President of the United States? The first democratically elected person on the globe that started a new type of government that the world had never seen. Before that, it was just kings or dictators or whoever had the best family or who conquered whatever. George Washington. This is dirt from Washington, D.C., Mount Vernon, where he lived and for most of his life and everything. This is from his, just imagine if he walked barefoot or whatever. Well, and also his slaves. Whole other subject. So there's the 3 that I'm doing today. We'll do 3 more tomorrow. I got a few more to knock out, and then we're done. So many of these things I've been showing are from famous places around the world. Some of them aren't. So let's just pick up. I'm going to do, there's 3 of them up here that look like shells, which obviously probably came from beaches. Let's just see what they are. See if there's any good ones. Oh, this is actually pretty damn cool. This is Civil War brick from Fort Jefferson, from the Dry Tortugas in Florida here from 2011. So that's very cool, but there's like little pieces of shells and stuff there. That's cool. I was never a big shell collector. All right, this is Captiva Island in Sanibel. That's another thing. It's just cute shells and stuff. A lot of people go on vacation and they collect shells. I don't, generally. Now let's see what else we got. Let's do at least one more really good one. All right, this is up in St. Augustine, Florida, which has a lot of history just all in itself. March 1999. It's just a little bit more shells and stuff. So none of these are very famous either. They're just great little pieces of places that I've collected, that I've been, that I'll go in this thing where there's lots of famous places like Rome and Cuba and Iceland and here and there. My tortoise is under my feet. She's kind of like a speed bump around here every once in a while. So there she is. There's Soupy. She's walking around under my feet. So let me set that aside and I'll do my 3 rock soil stuff. All right, go over there, Soups. All right, where were I? We'll just do 3 anywhere because we're almost done going through them all. Well, this one is, how many times have you been to Cuba? I went when it was illegal to go, but Americans were doing it constantly anyway. So this is just, they had the most beautiful beaches because there's no pollution in Cuba. There's no big factories like we have north. So this is Cuba Beach sand. That's all it is. It was a beautiful beach and there's some shells and rocks in there. So there's that one. Let's see what else we got. All right. Now these rocks I got from in Maine called Little Hunters Beach in Arcadia National Park. There's Mount Cadillac and all of that. But this is one beach where they make the waves come in and the rocks kind of like hit each other. they kind of rumble, and they're colorful. There's red ones and white ones and dark gray ones. They're very cool. So there's that one. She's back on my feet again. All right, we'll do one more. We'll do another sandy one. Excuse me. All right, this is from the Nassau, Bahamas, the Sandy Port Beach. It's just sand, but I got it when I was using that as a springboard place. That's what they called them, to get to Cuba. You have to have a springboard place that doesn't need a visa or anything. So that was a good one. I did have to go to Atlanta first. So there's that one. Now I've only got 3 more to identify, and then we're done. All right, I've only got 3 left. I've gone through all these rocks and dirt and sand and shells and things, collections that I have collected from around the world in places I've visited as souvenirs. So I bring a piece of them home. The dirt of Stonehenge. Oh my God, I could just go on and on. I've already talked about them all. I got 3 left. So let's just get them. Let's get her done. All right, this is an easy one. This is just sand and shells. Lots of pretty shells. A lot of people collect shells when they go on vacations, and they sit around forever and just get thrown away. Captiva Island, Florida, in March of 2013. So there's that. That one's done. All right, this is darker sand and blackish rocks from Ruby Beach in Washington State. So this was 10 years ago, November 2016, when I was up there just touring Washington and exploring everything up there. So there's that one. Where's the last one? Okay, here's the last one. Okay. Outside of Vegas, Red Rock Canyon, very famous place, lots of great concerts. There's some red rocks. Was just on the ground, Red Rock Canyon. So that kind of completes my entire collection so far of souvenirs that are rocks, sand, dirt, and a chunk of the Berlin Wall.